Mahogany again with Mahogany Group New Home Rebates, 2% that is, big deal. Today we're here to talk about what equity is. It's a word that is used so much, but it's also misinterpreted sometimes. So I want to kind of break it down and put it on a little bit of layman terms so we can just kind of have a conversation about it versus going to the dictionary and trying to get technical about it, right? So it's a beautiful word when it comes down to the asset of it, but understanding it and being able to utilize it, two different things. So with that, equity, I like to call it having an equity bank, right? When we look at one of the biggest assets that we're actually going to get in life, right? There are going to be, maybe it could be two things, whatever have you. One of those things people make are their cars. They decide to prioritize those ahead of a home or whatever have you, or a house, a dwelling. And they could be almost just as expensive as a house. However, houses normally take the cake. So a house for most people, for the majority of the population, is going to be one of the most expensive assets, can be an asset, can be a liability, that you're actually going to acquire throughout your lifetime. So let's just take it in this sense. Everybody, pretty much when you're coming out the gate, nobody really buys a house right out of high school, right? You normally rent first, you kind of get yourself together in college, or you start working, but you're not really ready to purchase a home yet, so you rent. So when you're renting, somebody that you're renting from owns that house, right? When you're paying that monthly rent, you're putting that rent into their equity bank, right? So let's take this. You have a house, and this house costs $100,000, okay? And when you get that house, of course, you got to put a down payment on it. Let's say you did do that beautiful 20% down payment. Now you have a loan of $80,000, okay? So that down payment that you put down to start in getting that house, whether it be $20,000 or less, all the way down to 3%, then that's what you now start off with equity, okay? And every time you make another payment every month, that turns into more equity on top of that $20,000. Equity meaning money that is sitting there as a valued asset that is not expected to go away. It's more of a safety net than just putting it in a stock, a dangerous or risky stock, I'll say, in a sense, because it has more, I guess you can say, expectation for growth or stability, I'll say that. And with that, it can be actually drawn upon, used for different things, or actually transferred to a new home. If you have to move, if you want to upgrade, downsize, change anything about your house, you can pull from that equity amount depending upon your state laws and the actual rules that you're going for, the type of loan you're getting. You can pull from that amount to do other things or even pay other debts off, consolidate loans. It's your own little personal bank, okay? And every time you make a monthly payment, you're making that equity go up and up and up. You're just adding to it. Unlike when you're renting, you are now taking your money out of your pocket and putting it into whoever owns the home that you're staying in their equity bank, okay? And you're making their actual asset go up and up and up and up, okay? So the term equity in and of itself is just any money over the amount that you owe for that home before it's paid off. That's it. Another way to gain assets on that actual equity that you have there is the actual market value going up of the home. Now, market value of a home in our day's time right now is determined by comparable sales that are happening around that one house within normally a distance of no more than a mile. If you can keep a half mile, that's great. That have the same type of features, i.e. bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, 1-story, 2-story, pool, whatever have you, the major things, right? As far as how updated it is, as far as when it's built, all of that good stuff. The lot that it's actually sitting on, if it's a half acre versus a quarter of an acre, that's gonna make a difference. Okay, so when those things come into play, that is gonna also add to your value. So if you have a home that's $100,000 and it's sitting on a half acre lot and it has 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2-car garage, maybe no pool in the back, whatever have you, right? It has all those things. And then the home down the street, say it's about maybe 2 blocks over, not even a half mile away. You bought yours for $100,000, say in 2010, we'll say, and then they actually bought theirs down the street, let's say in 1 year later, and for about maybe $150,000. Guess what? You can now sell your home for $50,000 more than what you bought it for. That's also equity. And that's how you, 2 ways to gain equity, gain an asset in your equity bank to be able to use funds to pay debt off, to consolidate if you need to send your kids to school. I mean, it's endless. Whatever you think you can do with money as far as investing, invest in other properties, you can do that with your equity bank. Can't do that if you're renting because, again, you're building somebody else's equity bank. So in a sense, that's pretty much what equity is. I mean, again, I unloaded it in the way that I feel that most have talked to me about it and how I've gotten it across to them to see how it's a definite asset for them. However, it may not be clear to everybody how I may communicate it. So I would love, love, love if you ask all your comments, say all your comments, ask all your questions in the comment section, like and subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will get right back to you. But until next time, that is equity, my friends. Let's get you some. Always you can reach out and call us at the information that you see us, that you'll see right afterwards. And then, yeah, just reach out to us. We love to talk to you. We love to educate, and we love to get you into a new home.